Neighborhood Games Snap Judgment Review. This is only the third time that I've done a Snap Judgment review. Those reviews only happen when I become so bored or frustrated with a game that I stop playing it after an hour. I was frustrated with playing Knight's Journey into Dreams, and I was bored with Wonderworld Amusement Park. Amazingly enough, I was both bored and frustrated with Neighborhood Games. Now, starting the game, you have to make up your own character. The fake meme maker had quite a few options to choose from to tweak your character. You can unlock different clothes by playing and winning the games, so that at least gives you some reason to replay some of the games. Now you start off with a choice of 5 games. Even though the box says there's 24 games, you have to unlock the rest. Kinda. More on that later. I couldn't believe it when I looked at the menu and saw that they locked 80% of the other games. I will never understand why publishers find the need to lock out the majority of games. We bought or rented your game. We want to play the games, not unlock them. One of the major positives about this game is the fact that you can fast forward the computer player's turn. So it makes their turns go by quickly, and that's much appreciated. Let's start with lawn darts. Basically, you're playing with an oversized dart and you throw it at a target. They give you a choice of 3 different targets at different distances. The farther away the target, the more points you get. I do want to compliment the game on having a screen on the dart targets themselves. That was something that I was complaining about in my Game Party 2 review, and I was glad to see they didn't make the same mistake. The game controls fine. You swing your arm back like you're doing an underhand throw, and then release the B button to throw it after you complete the movement of the throw. The problem I had with it is that you couldn't judge the distance in the game. In fact, this was a major problem with every game I played on this disc. I could never get a good throw since I never had a good feel of how far away the targets were. Next up is Horseshoes. The basic idea is to wrap a metal horseshoe around a pole. It controls the same as lawn darts, and like I said before, it has the same problem with judging distance. But overall, it's not a bad game, just a boring one. Next is Shuffleboard. Now, I love Shuffleboard. That I'm sure is going to make me sound like an old man. But I really like my Shuffleboard. This game was easy to control. All you do is a forward motion with your Wiimote. I can't complain about this game at all. I really enjoyed it. Boshi, I don't know how you pronounce it, is up next. I have no idea what this game is. Apparently you have to throw a ball and then throw another one to see how close you get to the ball you just threw. I did read the instructions to the game, and I still haven't got a clue how to play it. All I know is I rule at it. I was throwing balls on the money time and time again. I had no idea what I was doing, but I was owning the computer player. My major gripe with this was, why make this game one of the major games? This should have been one of those games you unlocked. Last was basketball, and I'm glad I saved it for last. This game was just awful. The controls were too loose, and the problems with not being able to judge distance was a huge issue in this game. I threw the ball over 30 times before I finally sank it in, and I'm not exaggerating. If you think that's bad, my computer player I was playing against couldn't do it either. It took the computer about 20 tries to make it. Also, I don't know what's stupider, the person who puts his basketball hoop next to a bunch of cars, or the person who parked next to a basketball hoop. I hit the car so many times, I thought the owner was going to come out and yell at me. Now, for every game you beat, you'll unlock a different game. Usually it was just an offshoot of the game you just played. Lawn darts baseball and bumper shuffleboard were interesting, but when they started having us throw balls at animals that were darting back and forth across the screen, I officially checked out of this game. 1, animal abuse is not funny or a game. And 2, how on earth could you call this a neighborhood game? I personally don't remember ever playing a game when I was growing up where a bunch of animals just ran back and forth and our goal was to hit as many of them as we could. So after I played all the single player games I could stand, I moved on to the multiplayer. Whoa! Look at all these good games! Football, baseball, golf, RC cars, Super Ball Smash, and more. Why not have these games unlocked first and then make us unlock those cruddy games they stuck us with? They make us start the game with some of the most boring games on this disc. It's at this point that I wanted to throw this disc out the window due to all the frustration I've had with the game. But I held off to play the one unlocked game that I hadn't played yet. Ladder Golf, TM. Trademark? You have to be kidding. I hope nobody paid to have this game in here since it's hidden away in the multiplayer menu, but at least it's unlocked automatically. Ladder Golf is just a game where you throw 2 balls connected on each side of a piece of rope onto a wooden ladder. It was fine, it was neither fun nor boring, but at this point I had had it with this game. Neighborhood Games does almost everything wrong. It gives you some of the most boring games to play and locks all the best ones. Plus, like I said, all the games have issues with judging distance. It makes the game frustrating and unfun to play. You should skip this game.